Hello, it is Tuesday, June 18th, 2019. At least this is the time that this is being recorded. Okay, so Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday seems to be the new schedule for this. Also, the most important thing in this video is, unless you have a very specific reason to watch this, please don't. I really don't want to waste your time and bore you, and chances are if you do not have a very specific reason to watch this video, then it's going to waste your time and bore you. And for those that do have a specific reason, it's probably better to watch it at double speed. So let's see if I can do something cool here. Right up there somewhere, there's, at least at the time of this recording, there's a button up above my finger, and it's a drop-down menu, and right around here there's something like video playback or something like that, and it'll scroll out here and it'll say playback speed, and that'll be 1 or 2. Okay, or go for 2, trust me. That'd be really cool when I sound like this. Man, I wish I could do that high voice, right? What I tried to say was it would be really cool if it sounds like this. It'd be really cool if it sounds like this. There we go. So that's hopefully where the high speed thing goes in. Anyway. So yeah, this is now the Tuesday workout, which is replacing the Monday workout. It's the exact same thing. Gonna start out with the warm-up. Really liking the inverted sit-ups on that. But the first thing is just gonna be 3 L-shaped. Hope my soles of my feet are clean. L-shaped chin-ups, which is you go into an L shape and you just do a chin-up. Thumb, fingers out, not like this, like that. And thumbs not under, but over the top. Just, that's a good form to get into the habit of for me. I think for most people, because it's the most useful form. When you're grabbing something, you're grabbing this way. Not often you're grabbing things and pulling them that way. Anyway. All right. There we go. 1, 2. Oh, and that's what happens when you go all the way down sometimes. Sometimes you hear an interesting pop, but nothing too bad. And then the second half of that is 4 glide downs. So 3 L-shaped chin-ups, 4 glide downs, which stand in front of the pole a little bit, and then glide all the way down. That should be 3, and this should be 4. All right, now that we got that kind of blood flow starting. Oh, no JDS this time. Not 100% sure where the jump rope is. So no JDS for today, but that's okay. All right, so we got frontward facing, inverted sit-ups. Only gonna do like 6 or 7 of those, just enough to get your blood flowing. This is the warm-up, not the workout itself. And I think I've been trying to explain, based upon my research and a little bit of empirical, not anecdotal, but empirical data. Is there a difference between anecdotal data and empirical data? This I need to know. Anyway, I'm not gonna wait and look it up on my computer or my phone right now because I'm busy, but anyway. So, empirical, no, I'm gonna mess with empirical or anecdotal. Based upon things I've researched and things I found out myself, it seems that heavy weight is, supposedly you can, let's say you build a muscle, you build your muscle, and the muscle builds up, and you're using lightweight but a lot of repetitions for it. And then somebody else is doing heavyweight but lower repetitions. Is the muscle building at the same rate and at the same density and all that kind of stuff? For the muscle, yes, absolutely. So not absolutely, I don't know. But so far, all the studies and everything I've read seems to say, if you're doing a lot of reps, your major danger is nausea. If you're doing a lot of weight, your major danger is screwing up your joints and going too hard and all that kind of stuff. And bad form. You know, you screw up your form with heavier weights, there's more injury you could have. But here's the big thing. They both supposedly, and this has seemed this way to me a little bit too. I haven't done it under any kind of scientific conditions, but based upon kind of my anecdotal experimenting with it, lifting weight, a low weight, high repetition, seems to be equivalent in increasing your strength towards heavy weight, low repetition. It seems. Just kind of ballparking it, not really doing the numbers, cranking the numbers out too hard on this, except for one factor. And the one factor seems to be the joints. Let's say you have guy A and guy B, or girl A, girl B, human being A, human being B. They're very equivalent. They're twins, let's say. One's using high repetition, low weight. The other one's using low repetition, high weight. When they go into the real world and try to lift something very, very heavy or very, very light multiple times, I would lend myself to believe, this is just my conjecture, that the one who's lifting low weight, lots of reps, is going to get less fatigued than the one that's going high weight, heavier reps. Fatigue, okay, that could be. That's just my conjecture. Now, what seems to be the finding, based upon different places I've read on the internet and whatnot, yeah, internet stuff, so take it with a grain of salt, is that working out your muscles also works out your joints. Your joints have a tolerance for heavy weight. So it seems to be to my advantage to lift heavy weight, low reps, fairly consistently, because number one, it's a little bit faster, even though I'm talking so much during these workouts that speed is probably not the best of my concerns here. But that heavy weight, low reps, prepares your joints for real world situations where you have to grab something heavy and move it about. And you're less prone to injury, probably doing the training for heavy weight, low repetitions. And if you're doing high repetitions, the weight's not heavy enough. So then therefore it's a middle weight or a lightweight or whatever. Anyway, just trying to get that thought on video now. There's one person in there, we've had this discussion before, and that's my kind of, just trying to formulate my thoughts based upon things I've just kind of added together recently. Kind of known in the back of my brain, but never really kind of put it together till now. That's my guess. It's not concrete. I don't know. This is the experiment, the non-scientific, non-control group, no independent variables experiment. Anyway. Oh, I should have put some music on too. I remember. And there was an actual formal request for music. But, oh well. The music would sound really weird at Twice Time, so maybe I should not put music on. No, I probably should. Just find some good music that sounds good at twice speed. Maybe repeat one or two songs. Anyway. Wool gathering. Gonna do the inverted sit-ups before I do much more talking. All right, invert myself, sit up. The hooks are on the front. I don't put the hooks in the back. Some people do the hooks in back. Maybe it's more intense. Also, I'm gonna be grabbing the back of my knees. Two reasons. Number one, I don't want my shorts flying up or down or whatever. And then also, when you get to this point, going that extra bit, it's just, my stomach's just not strong enough to really do that smoothly. So that little bit of cheat, grabbing the back of my knees, kind of helps out with that. So good news is I'll probably get stronger eventually and I can do it, but it's not smooth. And then now I can grab the back of my legs and make it more of a smoother, and also get a little bit of the extra back stretch when I come up, grabbing the back of my knees. I'm not going to try to cheat so much where I'm using a lot of my arm strength to pull myself up. Anyway, so I'm going to go up a little bit, and then kind of swing, lock in, fall down. And it'll look like I'm falling down, but hopefully this thing's pretty secure. That's why you do the chin-ups first, because you don't want to be doing an unsecure bar when it's ready. You don't want to be doing inverted sit-ups first thing on an insecure bar. So the bar seems secure. Unlike the last bar, no, all my bars are good. They're all set in there pretty good. All right, locked in and down. All right, so kind of grabbing the back of my legs, not the back of my knees, kind of straight arm. There we go. Gonna stop swinging for a bit, use my elbows on that. I'm only gonna do like 7 of these. I'll tell you when my 1, 2, right there is where my arm's kicking in. 3, 4. I personally don't want to hang upside down too long, nor do I want to swing. 5, 6, 7. I guess I'm going to have to do kind of an 8 to get up there again. Oh well. There's 8. I'm going to grab with one arm first. Not going to try both. Get the other arm up there, then space it out like that. Less likely to hit my own hand with the things, or the gravity boots. And then I'm just going to lift myself up, and that's going to be the easiest way. I don't have to do anything with my legs pretty much. They'll automatically go down. So it makes it super easy to get down, super easy to get up. It's kind of, some people are intimidated by going upside down, but if you have a good set of gravity boots, it's not even boots, gravity anklets, I don't know, gravity bangles. I'll just call them gravity boots because why not? If you have a good set of gravity boots that feel pretty secure, then and comfortable too. You don't want your legs feeling weird. There's been times, I'm not going to do this anymore, where I've taken the gravity boots off and just use my legs, my feet to hinge. That's kind of fun. Not going to do that too much anymore. I've never done my feet hinging without the gravity boots first though. For a little while I wanted to do that just to see if I could get up on something, put my feet up there, put the hinge, and then fly back, but just was always just like, that might be very stupid, and that would be a really, really, really silly way to hurt yourself. So, not taking the risk on that. So yeah, and I'm not even taking the risk anymore about just hanging by my feet alone. Okay, so that's part of the warm-up. Second half of the warm-up comes up now, and that is going to be some sit-ups. No, we've done the inverted sit-ups. That is going to be push-ups. There we go, chin-ups, sit-ups, push-ups. A lot of ups. Yeah. Let's get some light in here. There we go. All right, let's get a good shot of the ground. There we go. All right, so this will be 13 push-ups. Why am I going blank on this? 7 air squats and 6 bends. And bends are not really a difficult exercise, but it feels like it rounds out everything. So there we go. Make sure I'm good for breathing. Breathing is going to be a very important part of this. Like I said, not doing the JDS, but I am going to do the breathing for the real exercises. Okay. Got my happy little push-up devices. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, then 13. And I'm gonna go right into air squat mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know why I do the arm thing. Maybe it's easier. Maybe my body just automatically wants to do it. That wasn't a planned thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. There is some deep breathing right there a little bit too. Breathing is good. My favorite hobbies, breathing, sleep. Those two. All right. I'm really, really trying hard to use subjective reality to make believe that I really enjoy working out. I really enjoy working out. And actually I do. I like talking, getting my thoughts together. So that adds to this. That's really the pleasure here. Talking to one or two people, sharing some of my thoughts, not being interrupted, probably being fast forwarded through right now. Okay. Does not start right here. Anyway, does not start right here. It actually starts, I'll bring the notebook. This workout starts with the shoulder press, which used to be dumbbells, but I've since gone away from the dumbbells and gone to the machine. So we're at the machine complex. Oh, fun thing for this workout, trying a little add-on. Not going back to dips completely. Not going to do the 2 sets of dips like we started out with in the beginning, but I am going to do like 1 set and then do the tricep kickbacks and then do the skull crushers. So it's going to be, the third exercise is actually a triple exercise. So it's 3 for 3. All right. Let's set all these numbers up. We got 5 there and we got the last one there. So there's that. I'm going to switch that up for the next exercise. That should be right there, I think. Okay. This is shoulder press. Let's check the frame on this real quick. Then do a breathing exercise and get right into it. Do I ever get right into it? That was a 18-minute warm-up, sorry. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much in frame. All right. Oh, goodness be. I'm almost tempted to put my feet up there, but I know that could lead to a little bit of cheating, so don't want to cheat myself on this. This should be, I think, 6 repetitions, then 8 repetitions, and 10 repetitions. So we're going to go ahead and do that. First, some breathing, though. By the way, do not follow my timing in these breathing exercises. For your own, if you're doing a breathing exercise before working out, go with whatever your own internal rhythm is. If you need a rhythm, jump onto my rhythm. But it's just kind of like running or jogging. There's been times where I've jogged with somebody that's been faster than me and tried to have a conversation. It doesn't work. But check this out. I've jogged sometimes with someone that's slower than me. And I was at my pace. My pace felt good, but I saw that, hey, there's somebody I want to have a conversation with. So I had to kind of slow down to back into that conversation. And I ended up feeling more winded because I wasn't going my natural pace or the pace my body wanted to go. So sometimes there's something nice about finding that natural pace where you feel like you can just go forever. I like to find that when running sometimes. I like to find that when swimming sometimes. It's just that it's a weird spot to get into, but it's like you feel like you're going kind of fast, but at the same time you feel like you can go forever. There's not really a strain. It's like more of a strain to kind of slow down or stop. But anyway, so the breathing exercise is at your own pace if you're doing some sort of workout thing, because this is tuning me into kind of doing this. There was something else I was going to say about rhythm and timing. And I know the pacing thing's different for me at different times because I've watched one of these videos and tried to do a breathing exercise before doing like my own little mini workout. After watching, myself do a breathing exercise, I tried to match my breathing exercise and it just felt weird. So it felt like that off-pace thing, which is kind of interesting. Now, if you're going to do a long breathing exercise, it's really fun to get into somebody else's pace. But anyway, that's going to be probably a different video that I'll never actually video. All right. We should go topwise. There's no reason not to go topwise on this. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. Right there. 2, 3, 4. There's 6. Alright. Definitely felt that. A little bit of a shocker right from the beginning. I was like, wow, that's heavier than I thought it would be. But it shouldn't be that bad. Was able to get through it. Still want to save myself. I know it's not a good idea for me to say this because this is working out. You should always go for your best, but I am trying to save a little bit for the other exercises because in one of my videos, in one of these sessions, I did an exercise. I really pushed myself pretty hard on the first exercise, and it just wiped me out for the rest. So, which is a good thing sometimes. It's good to see your edges, and yeah, I thought I would still have some energy left for the rest of the stuff, and I was just failing or getting near failure. I wish I could remember accurately what I did. All I remember, there was at least one major failure, not like dropping the weights. Maybe there was one failure, not major. No injury, no drop weights. But the other times I had to lower the weight and all that kind of stuff, so it put me on a little bit more conservative of a path. So I'm sticking with that because this is all about consistency, not intensity. And for the most part, all my major stuff that I'm doing, what I consider the real hard stuff, the strength training, that's getting videotaped. I'm not videotaping all my mini workouts, which is like doing calf raises in a parking lot, or doing calf raises off the edge of my tub or something like that, or doing calf raises just right here by myself, but doing instead of just one foot, getting that machine even and doing both feet. But I want to put that back to that. Okay, enough talking, more breathing. here's a weird thing. When I put my knees right here, I was trying to fill up my lungs. My lungs pretty much start, I guess, right there. Really trying to expand the lungs. Didn't feel like I expanded them a little bit until I made an adjustment. Brought my knees like down to here. Maybe a little bit further would have been smarter. But anyway, so brought my knees a little bit wider, a little open. Maybe open up the hips. That leaves less tension for the chest. Not exactly sure what happened, but it seemed like that I was able to get a little bit more air into my lungs, which is advisable, I would hope. All right. Yeah, I'm trying not to be too certain about any of these things. That way I can be open to change and open to new knowledge and not be too set in my ways, so I can really not necessarily try to optimize, but always be available for progression. That might be a fun way to look at it. Available for progression. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next one's going to be a set of 10. Change the weight, get some breath, set of 10. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That set started out easy. Ended not so easy. That's the beauty of the human body, growing and expanding. Thank goodness that this machine, this thing, you do something, it gets better. That is so sweet. It's pretty amazing. Okay. Next is lat pull downs. All right, so gonna set the weight on that. I already have the weight set on that. Gonna do a set of 8 and then a set of 10, and then that's it for that exercise. Feeling good about that. And I think that's the end of this area. Once we do the few dips, it'll be 6 or 7 dips, but that's after we go through with the 2 sets of this. But first, a breathing exercise. Well, that works with the elbows too. You flare your elbows out a little bit. That maybe gets me a little bit of air. Maybe not. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that was 6. I think one of them was bad. I'm going to do another one just in case. That one felt kind of bad too. It felt like I didn't go as far back as I could. Oh well, next set. Next set or next exercise, I have the chance to go a little bit further. Same time, I don't want to go too far, but I want to consistently push those edges, you know? Consistently. Get a little bit better. Another cool thing about this machine, I can slip my knees under here, give me a little bit more stability when I'm doing that exercise. So I really like this machine. This thing's awesome. When I was doing well financially, this was one of my first purchases. I think I bought this when I made some good investments. This was kind of my reward. And those dumbbells, that was after I got a degree. And I say I don't like working out. Honestly, I do. I'm trying to. It's been consistent throughout my life. I've worked out a bit. Within 3 months, I'm usually giving up whatever routine or whatever. Sometimes I'm changing things, and then whatever I change to kind of falls apart, or whoever I'm working out with or whatever just doesn't stay consistent. That's why I try not to work out with anybody. But now I get the camaraderie of having a conversation, which used to be one of the coolest things about working out and hanging out at the gym. Hang out with a couple buddies, throw a couple workouts, throw a couple exercises in, throw a few reps, switch machines, talk to each other, postulate ideas, good ideas, bad ideas, talking about life in general and existence itself. So not all my friends were heavily philosophical. Some of the conversation got cars, drugs, and girls, I guess. Not really my favorite conversation. I'd rather drive a car than talk about it, but I'm not really a huge car guy. For my work, I drive a Prius, and I enjoy it. Before my work, I didn't even enjoy driving, so as far as drugs, don't do any of that. And girls, whew. If you want to screw yourself mentally up in the head, go ahead and talk about women. Oh, mentally in the head. See what I'm saying? A little bit of redundancy there. Alright, get my knees kind of in place. Feels kind of good like that. Kind of everything set into place. And this is going to be a set of, oh, the last one was supposed to be a set of 8. I only did 7. For some reason I was going for 6. So this one I'm going to go for 13 if I can. Just balance the equation. Just to go for a little bit of balance here. Went lighter than the script. Now I'm going to go heavier than the script, and the script shall be balanced out. I don't think it really works like that, but enough talking, let's do this. Oh, I forgot breathing. Oh well. Breathing to the curb. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I might be doing a little too heavy. 9. Come on, at least get to 10. 10. Alright, just the bonus round. You don't have to get it done, you just have to try for 11. Stopping while I'm ahead. For a split second, I actually felt that, like, where you're not supposed to feel it, like right there. That was weird. Probably a good thing though. Maybe I should get more of that. We'll find out. Truth is, I have a fear of injury. Been down that path, a little bit gun shy. Don't want to go for injury again. But this feeling I'm feeling, it feels like working out. It feels like what I hope working out should feel like. Like kind of tired, but you did good, you pushed hard. It doesn't seem like I'm doing much. I know, I look at these videos and it's like, you're not doing anything, dude. You're not breaking any new ground. You are so far from being where you want to be. But you gotta start small. You gotta start with a goal. That's the whole thing about this. Question mark. Is consistency more powerful than intensity? I postulate yes. I've been to the land of the intense, and I wouldn't like to say that I got the scars to prove it, but and maybe not so many scars or whatever, but you know, nothing really a big deal. But yeah, been to intensity. I didn't like the human being that I was becoming at intensity. Didn't like, because you're never satisfied, you're never happy, you're just going for these intense goals. Consistency feels like maybe it appeals to my inner sense of laziness. Consistency, maybe it's just an excuse, but I think it's an excuse I can live with and not get injured by, hopefully. Cross my fingers. Is there wood down there? Yeah. Let's see. Yep, there's wood in that seat. No, that's plastic. I'll find something wood. Knock on it. Those are the two sets there. Truth is I'm not looking forward to just a few dips. I'm looking forward to a whole bunch of dips now. I'm not looking forward to any dips at all. But the dips will feel nice once I get into the tricep kickbacks. Alright. Here's some wood to knock on. There we go. There's another piece of wood down here. There we go. Alright. Gonna mosey some of this stuff a little bit closer to the door. Is it still recording? Yes, it is. Thank goodness. Alright. Let's see. Oh, the video is going to be terrible on this lighting. Doesn't matter. It's not necessarily about this. It's about the talk. It's about going through the process. It's about enjoying life and putting things together. That's what it's really about. Okay. And there is my recently washed sweat rag. It's going to need to be washed again. Now sweat, I guess, is supposed to evaporate off your body, and that's supposed to feel good. But then again, why does it feel so good to wipe off the sweat with a freshly laundered, kindly smelling rag that may not smell so kindly once the sweat dries in? Alright. Just going to do a set of 6, or if I'm feeling ambitious at 6, set of 7. Depends on how my body's feeling. The main key to this is lift the knees, or not lift the knees, have the knees kind of bent, maybe cross my legs, have that kind of still, not too much rocking. Big key to this is going down as deep as I can go, really going for that depth. I'd rather get to 6 with a lot of depth than 7 without very much depth. So this is about going deep and going straight up. When I get up there, I'm going to go straight. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a breath. Just going to do a big set of 3, just huge breaths, relaxed. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, we can do 7. You're doing 7. That is 7. All right. Still didn't feel like, I don't know, maybe there's something about hanging that just doesn't allow me to physically or mentally kind of get past that full. Didn't feel like my thumbs could have touched my shoulders there. And that's what I want, thumbs touching shoulders. I'm not going to take my thumb out and try, but that might screw me up, and then you get a funny video of me falling, and then I'd get injured, and then take a couple weeks off, a couple months off, a couple years off, maybe never get back into it. And that would be a shame. All right. Oh, goodness. I'd be lying. I'm not going to use that phrase. I almost said, I'd be lying if I said didn't feel good to go into here. A little bit of the AC kicking. But I'm not going to use that phrase. I'm just going to say simply, feels good to be in here. All right. "42 minutes, what the hell? Time flies when you're having fun, so I guess this is fun. Or I guess I just talk too much. That's more likely what it is. I knew I was going to forget the notebook. That's why I put it so close to the door. Know your weaknesses and create little insurance, like me putting this gradually closer to the door for when your weaknesses strike you. So this is the second third of exercise 3, which exercise 3 is just a medley of single sets of the various tricep exercises. This is going to be tricep kickbacks. Both these are using the same weight, both arms at the same time. I used to do these one arm at a time. Used to do the whole bit where you put your knee, then go down, go like that. Maybe that, I am going to try that. Which knee though? This one's feeling a little weird, so I think I'm going to use this one. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to put my knee there and see what happens. I think for a little while I was just trying to be in like this position and kind of doing the tricep kickback with both arms, which feels kind of nice right now because everything's kind of braced on itself. But we'll see how it feels like this. Put a foot up there. Not too bad. Like I said, I'm not going to be moving forward too much. I'm going to be throwing backwards. And it's just going to be a set of like 13 or 7 or somewhere between 7 and 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Forgot to breathe again. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, I might be going heavier for that next time. Skull crushers are a bit weird. Choke up on the weights. Choke up on the weights. Don't choke on your weights. Just choke up on them. That way they can go back further. So you'll be bouncing the weight against your back. If you can, try to put your elbows near your ears. For whatever reason, that feels real weird to me. But I try to get a little closer every time. My elbow muffs on my, or ear muffs. Elbows as ear muffs, I guess. I don't know. All right, gonna do somewhere between 7 and 13 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think that was 13. I could have skipped a number somewhere. Feels like I did, because I was feeling it at probably 6. But that feeling started to go away just a tiny bit, so I kept going. And then that feeling started going away a tiny bit, and then it came back a tiny bit, and went away a little bit. And then by the end, by 11 or 12, I felt like, whoa, this is the spot where I should stop. But let's just go a millimeter further. Let's see if we can continue with that. And yeah, I was cheating. I was using a little bit of the whoa, backwards, forwards, momentum. Yeah. So there was some cheating there. I might try it with heavier weight and still throw the cheating in there. Maybe that's the way to progress, as opposed to like stay at the same weight and always try to get it perfect. It'll never be perfect, but try to get as close as possible. All right, this is incline curls. That's why I was bringing this guy back. It's going to be a set of 8 and a set of 10. Then we got the last exercise, lateral raises. And that's going to be just 3 sets, 7. I'm liking these weights, so we're sticking with those. So the extra thing that we added on this one was we reintroduced a set of dips in there. I'm feeling it. Definitely affected the tricep kickbacks, definitely affected the skull crushers, and I'm going to judge that as a good thing. If I do the dips first, it's harder to do the kickbacks, it's harder to do the skull crushers, which is the thing like that, that's a skull crusher, because you screw up, you know. A little bit of breath and then check the numbers on this thing, get to the proper weight. Okay. I'm going to try out a joke for you real quick. Had a whole bunch of wonderful ladies at my house the other night. Tried facilitating a wet t-shirt contest, but all the girls were like in NA and NAA and various things like that. So it ended up being a dry t-shirt contest. I don't know. A friend of mine came up with the premise on that one. I came up with the punchline. So it was teamwork would make that joke great. So if it's a great joke, blame my buddy because he set up the premise, which was actually in that case more funny better than the punchline. If you think that joke is terrible, I take full responsibility because jokes aren't jokes without a punchline, and I made up the punchline on that one. And for anybody out there, the comedy challenge is going to be spray bottle. Think of a joke that has something to do with the spray bottle. I should probably call up somebody and say, hey, spray bottle joke. That's the only problem though. Like, I give somebody a comedy challenge, they don't give one back to me. And if I do a comedy challenge to myself based upon something I made up, they don't know if I'm stacking the deck. Is it really off the top of my head? Maybe I had that one in my back pocket and I was just waiting to use it the whole time, you know? Old mentalism tricks or something. Okay. I thought I dialed this up wrong. Looks like it's all dialed right. I'm going to do some breathing, and I'm going to do some swaying while I breathe. By the way, the phrasing in there, that was kind of funny. I don't like to swing when I grab my knees. Anyway, I don't know. There was a phrase I used in there that it's like, that's a funny phrasing joke. one of those phrasings that sounds gross, but really it means nothing. Or if you really just extend yourself, you can have it mean a whole bunch of things. That's what I love about the subjectiveness of comedy, especially getting that snowball effect, where it's like you're not even trying to throw punchlines, and they, just because of the pacing, you got everybody laughing at every like 3 or 4 words that you say if you put a pause there. Oh my goodness, that is great. Like, it's kind of like mass hypnosis going on. It's all about the crowds. Some crowds are amazing for that. That's why I feel bad for like the warm-up guys and stuff. I mean, technically, I guess I am the warm-up guy most of the time. I try to go for first spot. But like on a professional level, which I am not, somebody going up and, you know, for a TV show or something, you know, I've never been to a live taping of does that make any sense? Live taping of a TV show where they have, you know, before the show is actually taped, they have a comedian or somebody entertain the audience, get them all warmed up, ready to laugh, and, you know, so that they don't have to use a laugh track. There are some shows I watched where it's just like, this is not funny at all, but the crowd is just dying of laughter. And I'm like, that's a laugh track. And then they put the camera on the crowd. They have a camera on the crowd. They cut to a shot of the crowd. The crowd's laughing. I'm like, no way. That's canned footage. And then maybe the host or whatever walks into the crowd and it's like, oh man, it's not canned footage. What's going on? They must have had a ridiculous amount of warm-up guys, or laced the air with laughing gas or something. That'd be interesting, to put extra oxygen in the air just so people feel a little bit more alive, or pass out. Don't know what happens when you put a little extra oxygen into the air. Enough talking. That was enough breathing. A little bit of swinging, and we're going 30. I just figured it out. I'm sad that I'm not doing any JDS today. When I do get the JDS back, when I do get the jump rope back for dermal stimulation, I am going to doing the JDS plus a breath between exercises or between every set. Not so much fun. Doing a breathing exercise between every set, fun. Doing the JDS between every set, fun. But doing both of those, it doesn't stack quite well for me. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Here's what I'm thinking about doing. Making this fun, playing around with the experiment. I know I don't have enough repetitions to really call it an experiment, but I'm just going back, basic feelings. I'm kind of listening to my body about this stuff for a certain extent. But one thing I might do is go back and forth. Like this week will be breathing. Next week will be JDS, and not much extra breathing unless I do that breathing while doing the JDS. That might be something new. And then the week after that, I might do, just to balance everything out, some quick JDS and some quick breathing. And then the next one after that, I'll go right back to breathing only. Then JDS while breathing, and then JDS and specific breathing. And when I say breathing, it's not like your normal breathing. It's the stuff I do where I actually do nothing but breathe pretty much. So much so that I take off the cognitive load by not counting in my head. I just use my fingers to count. And that leaves more room in my head for absolutely nothing. But your head is full of a lot of nonsense and nothing. Matter of fact, the only things in your head start with N. Nonsense and nothing. Oh, man. And noteworthy quotations. No. Nothing noteworthy. There's a couple more N's for you. Okay. This is hammer curls, or no, this is not hammer curls. This is just normal curls. Don't need to do it like that. Although I'm preferring hammer curls so much. I'm getting more used to hammer curls. I think hammer curls are less strain on my joints. Maybe that's why I like them more. But we're going to go with normal curls. I'm going to do a set of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not too bad. Got into kind of a rhythm with that. Felt some joint injury, not injury. I felt some joint, not damage. Felt some joint issues, not issues. Felt some joint annoyance. Slight little, barely minimal joint annoyance on that. Just a little bit. Nothing to worry about, not too much. Which is exactly where I want it. Means joint annoyance is good. Joint pain is what I want to avoid. I'm going to do a few breaths. One, going for a set of 10 here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, I think this will be easier if I take off the sweater. I thought about that halfway through that set. Funny to me. Yeah, that's time to shear the sheep. Gosh. The one good thing about body hair, though, is it seems like I'm far more, there's areas in my body where I don't have so much hair. And if there's a bug crawling on them, it seems like it takes a little bit longer for me to notice. But the hair really lets me know when a bug's crawling on me. Recently I dealt with a couple, found at least one, maybe 2 or 3 brown recluses. And you don't want to mess with those. I think I lost a good friend to a brown recluse. Not sure about that, but why do I keep going back there in my head? You know what? I'm going to hit the appreciation bell for friends and family that have been lost. I appreciate them. Thank goodness I had them when I had them. There we go. Appreciation. Thank goodness they were in my life for as long as they were. Yeah, that's my shift. Mental shift. Anytime I start feeling sad or bad, I appreciate. It's an interesting, it's back to subjective reality, but this is very subjective, so I don't want to say anybody's grief is subjective, but I will say mine kind of is. And I can change that to appreciation if I practice it enough. And I've been practicing a lot, and it seems to be working in a lot of ways. I mean, I'm not a quivering ball of tears right now, so. And it's also like you feel it, you feel the pain, but you feel it in a different way. When you look at it through the perspective of appreciation, like, hey, I couldn't have had this person in my life. Would I rather never have had this? I've already gone through my grief tools, but on another video. But yeah, appreciation, good things, happy things. Speaking about happy things, I'm gonna subjectively tell myself that I'm happy to work out, and I can't wait for the next set right after a set of breathing. Next set is going to be lateral raises. It's going to be a lot of fun because they're going to be 3 sets of 7 using my trusty rusty dumbbells, which those two recently hold a special place in my heart. I'm going to talk about what I just did in a second. After these 2 sets, we're doing it. It's being done. I should have went lighter. 3 sets of 7. 1, 2. With an elbow bend, it's not so bad. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, big elbow bend. Did an extra one because there's a lot of elbow bend in there. Not going to do so much breathing exercises in between these because this is the final exercise and it shouldn't be that hard. All mouth for speed, right? Breathing wise. Let's see if I can be able to see how much of a bend I got in my knees. Well, I'd have to turn sideways for that. Forget about that. Oh, I'll get to see how much I got bend in the elbows. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A little weird. Maybe I should go light on the weights, get really good, straighten my arms a little bit better, get some better form into it. I'm gonna sit down in the talking chair. The chair doesn't talk, I do when I sit in it sometimes. Of course, I pretty much talk in almost any chair I sit in. So, that one breath exercise before the lateral raises came up with an idea. A lot of people have heard of box breathing. Sometimes I call it I breathing because a box has equal on all sides. I breathing is like the proper letter I, where you have the middle part, the top end, and the bottom end. And let's say the middle part's long, the top end and the bottom end are shorter. So it's just like you go up, you go across, that's your hold. You go down, that's your exhale, and then that's your hold. So what box breathing is 4 seconds of breathing in, 4 seconds of holding your breath in, 4 seconds of breathing out, 4 seconds of holding your breath out, empty. So the inhale and the exhale are both the same time. what I tried there is I did 7 breaths, and the first 3, or the first 4 were almost box breaths, but not quite. Didn't count at all on the inhale, didn't count at all on the exhale, and maybe I counted to like 3. I think on at least one of them I used my heartbeats to do the holds. So like I'll do one right now that's going to be like box breathing. So we'll go. Got the 1, 2, 3, 4 going. And I'll start with the inhale. Little fast. All right, so I'll count with my fingers because I guess as a drummer, I'm a bad drummer because I'm pushing tempo. All right. Gotta get out of the habit of doing that, but it's so much fun. It's almost like it feels good. Like machines and electronic music, like if I want to get my music perfect, I don't push tempo, but in a live situation, pushing tempo feels good. And it drives the other band members crazy. But man, it feels good. Just like, it's like the build-up of the song. You know, you can build up with more notes or you can push tempo a little bit and you're like, ah. Anyway. Alright, so I'll try with just fingers. So this will be inhale, hold, exhale, hold. So do an inhale. Kind of 2 cycles of kind of a box breathing right there. Now what I did different between that one thing, like I said, did not count on the inhale. All I did, because doing box breathing of any number, it feels like sometimes I have to cut my inhale short sometimes, or sometimes I do it too fast and like the hold's a little too long, or I try to inhale when I got nothing more to inhale. I got no more room for an inhale, and the exhale has some similar problems. So I'm doing something like maybe a half box breathing. So I'm only counting on the holds. So inhale as long as you want, exhale as long as you want, but just count on the holds. So this is, and a fun thing to do, back to subjective to your body. Do a number of heartbeats. So kind of zoom in and do a fun number of heartbeats. If you want to do that with me right now, don't follow my pacing, do your own pacing, close your eyes. And I'm probably talking to future me on this, but we'll go with that. That's kind of fun. Oh, as far as breathing, inhale nose, exhale nose, inhale mouth, exhale mouth, all that kind of stuff, whether you're using your mouth or nose for your inhales or exhales. The most concrete thing that I've determined, and I've heard a couple different ideas. I've heard the first thing I really paid attention to was all about inhaling nose, breathing out mouth. Okay, that's kind of fun. And then I was all about inhale and exhale your nose because it makes your sinuses clearer, cleaner, and fresher. And you know, most animals don't breathe through their mouth except when dogs are panting, and that's to, you know, their version of sweating, I guess. Although I think I felt a dog sweat before. I think dogs can sweat. So now I'm at the stage where they all have their benefits, but the biggest difference between using my nose and using my mouth, sure, it's fun to go slow for the inhale
and then fast for the exhale. So guess what? I'm going to be inhaling my nose. I'm going to be exhaling my mouth. Mouth for speed. Nose for patience. So patience. Speed. So if you're doing a cycle where you need to go for like 40 breaths and you don't have too much time, use your mouth. If you're going for a cycle where you're only having 3 or 4 breaths for whatever you're doing, use your nose. This is what I'm telling myself now. Future me, do not forget this. That's my main goal between breathing methods and breathing ideas and using mouth versus nose. So that's where it is. And the weird one that I don't ever do is breathe in through your mouth and breathe out your nose. Let's try that one right now, because I just can't find a reason for it. No, I am so unconditioned to that. That feels so strange. That's so it's even weirder that I can feel strange by a certain method of breathing. Breath exercises, man. I think I like breath exercises more than working out. I think my working out is an excuse to try to try to play around with breath exercises. But that being said, I haven't gone really deep into that Wim Hof thing, so I'm sorry that I have nothing to report on that. I am going to go further into it. I got to really go into that, investigate it, and see if I can be open to changing. Now, one thing I have done is I've taken longer cold showers, and yeah. I think it might be because it's almost summertime, or it is summertime, or it's pretty warm, but it seems, because maybe the warmth went into the pipes, it seems like my seems like my water is not so cold anymore. I'm not sure about that. It could be better, it could be worse. So if it is my cold water is not so cold anymore, that's because that's not my conditioning. That's not my mitochondria saying, hey, we don't have to be shocked with cold water. We don't have to worry about that so much. We were worried about it before because we didn't know it and we didn't get familiar with it, but now we're familiar with it, it's all cool. Or it could be, that could be, that would be the optimum. My body's getting used to the cold water, and so much so that the cold water doesn't even feel cold anymore. Now, as a test, I went over to a friend's shower the other day and tried that on cold. And it was the same thing. It was, okay, I guess your cold doesn't get so cold. But maybe everybody shower in this, because I'm not going to go out of state to take a shower somewhere. Unless I have to go out of state, because chances are if I go out of state, it'll probably be up north, and it'll probably be a little bit cooler up there, hopefully. And I'll be able to I'll be up there for probably more than a day, because I don't like less than a day going trips and coming back. And I'll end up taking a shower because I try to take 3 showers every 24 hours. Anyway, I'll end up taking a shower, and I will make sure, because it's already my habit, just to go cold right in the beginning. Go cold. Turn it hot sometimes, but it depends if I want to do the soap thing. And the soap thing is heating up my skin to where my pores open up, and then rubbing the soap all over it, then turning cold, and then getting my pores to seal up the soap. That's the soap trick. But if there's soap available, I almost always use soap at least once a day. If I've taken 3 showers, some of them aren't really a quote shower, it's more just a rinse. Just jump in the cold, wipe the sweat off, get back out, dry off, good to go. Less than 30 seconds, you feel refreshed. So try it if you want, man. You don't always have to use soap in a shower, especially if you're taking more than 1 shower a day. That might be a good thing. Maybe I'm not just being lazy. Maybe I'm doing some sort of preventative measure, like using soap more than once a day might be bad for you. It might be killing off bacteria or something. I don't know. These are just ideas. But my natural flow is to use soap only once a day. And if I'm taking multiple showers that day, chances are the other external showers, unless I get really, really dirty, get, some dirt and some nastiness all over me, then I'm going to probably use soap. But beyond that, not using soap more than once a day, once in a 24-hour period. Because I'm cheap. No. Because I don't know, I heard that somewhere about meningitis, and there's populations that have way more meningitis because the kids are so, the parents are so clean about the kids that the kids never get to play in dirt, and their immune systems are just wuss. Their immune system are just not up to the task of fighting off anything. Anyway, so that's the conversation. Those are the notes on, basically, to my future self. That's my note-taking time. This is my thinking time. It's good. I should be thinking all the time, but, life. So, anybody who's watched this, I thank you. I don't think anybody's going to be like, you're welcome. But that would be cool. End of video.